Tell me about how to find the flow in your life.
Well, it's a complicated question because everything that is really easy in life is very complicated. Flow is a very ancient way to refer to Malachim. In ancient Hebrew is something in relation to connection to God. So when you are in your flow, you are really expressing what you're supposed to do in this life. Of course, you have an education, you force yourself to fit in something, your environment, your family, to your school. And many of us will lose the idea of what we are or who we are. There is a very simple exercise that is, I call the 5 questions. It's like, are you your name or do you have your name? Are you your family name or do you have your family name? Are you your job or do you have your job? Are you your nationality or do you have your nationality? And the last, most important of all, is, are you your personal history or you have your personal history? So if it is, your history defining yourself, then you're really trapped, and then it's very difficult to escape. Imagine when you introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Edith, I am a journalist. You're already framing yourself, right? Because you are expressing, or you were expressing, because maybe this is exactly what you wanted to do, then you are in your flow. But imagine that you introduce yourself, hello, my name is Edith, I am a lawyer, and your light in the eyes, it goes a little bit down in tone and energy, because this is not what you really want. Of course, your history is framing you, and that's the complex part, to go out from your history. There are many tools, there are many methodologies to go away from your history and think about the future. I think you are in a personal journey like this as well, knowing you.
Yes, and we also met in the very special moment, because I invited you for interview to the TV station that I was working for. And at the end of the interview, do you remember what have you said to me?
Yes, I felt the urge to say you something very personal, and I took the risk, because life is about risk. So if you never take risk, if you have a fear to fail or do mistakes or errors, you never progress. So I normally take the risk when I feel it, and I told you that you should never let that place to push you down. And I understood this from few things. I understood from your energy when you say hello to everybody and when you were performing your work, but also I felt your energy going down, your way that you were breathing and looking to people, in connection to that place. So that place was squeezing you, you were trying to fit. We saw before some people running, and fitness is very cool. And everybody talks about fitness, everybody wants to be cool in Instagram and Facebook, right? To be super defined, fitting, but to what you're fitting to. So fit means to be adapted. So you need to fit to something, to your work environment, to society, to the image that you want to show outside. And of course we live in a society of performance and fitness, and this squeezing our personality, what we really are. You're not even your personality, actually. So.
Yes, and it was very right guess, because actually this place was, I was trying to build something in the place that there were no values. Like when you disagree with values of the place, like for example with the values represented by your boss or the place, and you are trying to say, okay, I can still do valuable things with people who, for example, cheat another people, or if you are trying to do something against the reality, then it's hard and you have to fail. So that's why I had to change also this place.
This is beautiful, because you can always give a flower also if you live in the hell. So you can always...
I was trying.
Yes, but it's damaging you in any case, because the daily... the placebo effect?
Mm-hmm, yes.
So they do experiments, somebody takes, they take 100 people, 50 people they take real medicine, the other 50 they don't take a medicine. They take some sugar pills or simulation of medicine. Fun enough, 37 of the people that take this fake medicine, they heal in any case. Because this mental power of this positive thinking, I took something, I heal myself towards medicine. We have also the opposite, unfortunately. We don't want to hear about it, we don't want to talk about it. It's called effetto nocivo. Nocivo means that damages you. So all the energy, all the mental power, all the mental frustration, depression, stress, whatever in your life is damaging your body. And then we wonder why people die by cancer or other diseases. you know, because we are damaging every day. So you're being nice, yes, to many people, but somehow that environment damaged you. Of course, now you need to purify that.
True.
In other way, finding your flow, finding what you really want to do.
And it's very interesting also, like you said, that when you are in the process, for example, of changing the job, and you are no more, you don't own this title, for example, that you had, and you have to define yourself. It's for many people very hard, because who am I then? If I'm not connected to this job, like you said, it's like people very often are defining themselves with a job title. What I think it's very wrong, because when you die, you don't have written on your funeral CEO of.
No, it was funny. I was to a funeral, unfortunately, of a good friend of mine, and that passed away 3 years ago. And I was to the graveyard, and what they wrote on the graveyard was Domenico, lawyer. So for the eternity, he was a lawyer. Nothing else than that. That's very sad.
That's very sad, because usually you have this beloved father.
But also father is a role.
Also a role, but
it's complicated, because you really should break all the social limit and frames and prisons that we are. And of course, you need to be a father, you need to be a mother, else your kids, they need psychoanalysis after, right? A therapy. But if you are only the mother, then what a mother should supposed to do, and maybe a mother is not supposed to do in a park an interview, right? Because you should stay maybe with your kids, I don't know, making lasagna in Italy or whatever. So what we are supposed to do that is destroying our life? Very easy exercise for you and for me as well. It's very complicated. You should try to avoid for a week the word I should, I have, I must. So every time you have to go to work, you don't say, oh, I must go to work. You say, I want to go to work. And if it really sounds strange, then you're in trouble. So you should never use the word I must, I should. Because what you should, you don't really know. Socrates, everything I know is that I know nothing. Socrates, more than 2,000 years ago. So if you really realize that you know nothing, about yourself especially, then you are in the good path to discover what you want to do.
Yes, and also this exercise is very good, because then you can check your feelings, how you feel about going to this place. And also it's like, if you are in the place that is like not letting you to shine your light and develop, and if so it's not the right room, you should change like as soon as possible. And you are saying that we don't have like that. Another exercise that you are practicing is that imagine if you die. So
no, this is a samurai exercise in the Bushido way. It's a search of the spirit, means in Japanese. Basically, a samurai, when he was waking up every morning, he was thinking about 7 ways of dying. So he was imagining himself dying 7 times in 7 different ways every day. Why? Of course, this is also in relation to a warrior, so you are ready to die, but the message is also another. You really should enjoy every single moment. A cup of tea, or talking with a person, meeting a tree, sitting in a park.
Beautiful weather.
So when you prepare yourself to that, is there really maybe you can start enjoying what you have, and what you are supposed to do in this life is not going to, making shopping, that it will fill your happiness or unhappiness. Shopping normally doesn't help. It just delay the unhappiness answer. It will delay, you buy a new car, you buy a new BMW, you will be happy for 2 weeks. The 3rd week you become normal, so we'll still looking for something, because you cannot enter material things inside of you. You can really make it.
Yeah, you can't fulfill with these things.
Not at all.
More like emotions, or to find your joy, or to find your flow, like you are teaching your happiness.
Yes.
Because you also are teaching that happiness means that things are happening.
Yes.
And that you also teach that we shouldn't look for a job, because what is a job?
A job is an ancient English word that comes from an instrument of a domestication of wild horses. So they were putting a pole in the center of a land and forcing the poor animal for running for 10-15 hours. And after 15 hours of this poor animal going in circle, tied to a jobber, the name of this instrument was called jobber, the horse becomes domesticated. So he's not anymore expressing himself, he's doing the job. Instead, the word work comes from ancient German, is worka, that means manufactured, means crafted, a piece of art. So is your life a fulfillment of a jobber, so you are the horse, or your life is more a piece of art? Yeah, but I need to pay my rent, I need to pay my loan, I need to pay my car, I need to pay my ex-3 wives or whatever. Cool, you can still do that, fulfilling your soul, finding a work. Of course, now you are entrapped in a life that nobody choose for you, you choose for you.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was forced because I was born in Italy and my family forced me to marry this and that. Fine. You can always change the situation.
You're not a flower, you are not in a pot, you can change the place.
Absolutely. Actually, it's funny that you say flower because, flower is the expression of the most gentle things that exist in nature. So flower is under the rain, under the snow, under wind, the sun, and still produce, beauty and perfume. And it doesn't need to be ugly. So we normally confuse leadership. For example, I saw many people, and leadership in any case is a bad word also. I will explain after why. We think that being a leader means to be, pressing on other your idea, and maybe it is. And imagine, 70 years ago, Second World War, we had so many leaders, bad leaders, people were following so many bad leaders, and we had millions of people dying in the Second World War. So, and normally there is this, comparing management and leadership. But, of course, leadership is to a higher level. But the question you should ask to yourself, why you're following that leader? Why you're following that religion? Why you're following that society? That company? Why? Why you cannot find the leader in yourself?
I also think that always it's good to have this integrity, that you really agree with the values and with the. If you choose a leader, because some leader you can admire somebody for experience or
Right.
the knowledge he has, but if it's just like obeying and doing the orders, so it's not about it. It's more that if you find a person that is like your mentor.
Mm-hmm.
So then I think it's can be valuable, and if this your both values and you have this integrity that you believe in what you do and what the company want to do, so then maybe you are a good match. But that I think happened very rarely.
Yeah, because a mentor is a good word. The mentor just opens for you some doors or shows you some possibility, but then you need to lead yourself. Society is built on having people obeying to something. Even if we think we are free, we aren't. There is something, we call morale in Italian, in Latin morales, is something that comes from the past, morale. So it's against moral to do something strange here in the park. Why? So you cannot really go naked now in this park. Well, you could.
It's Denmark.
It's Denmark, okay, maybe it's wrong.
Keep it up, they were very
Yeah,
at some point.
but let's say you go to Salling in the center, you're naked. Many people will look to you like, say, what the hell? This is against, the moral. The moral was something made by somebody in the past. You didn't choose the rule, but you have to fit to it. Somehow, this does something to your brain. And then moral also becomes that you need to go to school, you need to have an education, you need to get married, make kids, buy a house, have a holiday in Thailand or Indonesia, whatever, go in pension and die.
To this society.
Yep.
It's all about this fitting. Like,
Yes,
I
it's
love
about
this word,
fitting.
yeah.
It's about fitting.
That they are asking you to fit with your body shape,
Yep.
oppressed, to
Absolutely.
fit to the job, to fit to your parents' expectation, your leader expectation, like you said, company.
Yep.
So
Everything.
it's like in the society they are teaching you to fit. And what is the other way?
The other
Because
way.
you say that we should be rebellion, yes?
Yes, being rebel, it means to be spiritual.